Hello, my dear children. Welcome to the mathematics class. Today we are going to discuss the sums in the exercise 3.2. See the question number 1. What is given? Cos x is equal to minus 1 by 2, comma, where x lies in the third quadrant. Find the values of other 5 trigonometric functions. Here, what is given in the question? Cos x value. The value of cos x is given, and what is given? X lies in the third quadrant. What should be found? We have to find the remaining 5 trigonometric functions. There are 2 methods. Okay, my children, I will explain 2 methods here. You can follow any method, you can write any method. Only one method is enough in the examination. Okay, my children, which method is easy to you? If you feel first method is easy, you can follow it. If you feel method 2 is easy to you, then you can follow, you can write it. Both methods are correct. Okay, my children, see the first question, first method. Given cos x is equal to minus 1 by 2. I wrote cos x value, and what is given? X lies in the third quadrant. X lies in the third quadrant. What does it mean? X lies in the third quadrant. See here 0, here pi by 2, here pi, here 3 pi by 2, again here 2 pi. It lies between pi and, so it lies between pi and 3 pi by 2. Okay, my dear children. So let us find, you know that sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. We know that sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. From this equation we find the sin x value. So sin square x plus, what is the value of cos x value is minus 1 by 2. So minus 1 by 2 whole square. Understood this step, my children? Here I wrote trigonometric identity. We have already learnt this trigonometric identity. Cos square x plus sin square x is equal to 1. In this trigonometric identity, I substituted cos x value, that is minus 1 by 2. Understood this step, my children? Right. Sin square x is equal to, I wrote the first term as it is. I am simplifying the second term. After simplification, we get 1 by 4. Understood the second term, my children? 1 by 4. This implies, understood this step, my children? Right. Now sin square x is equal to 1. If we are sending plus 1 by 4 to RHS, it becomes minus 1 by 4. Understood this step, my children? Right. This implies sin square x is equal to, by taking LCM here, what you get? LCM is 4 for the denominators. We find LCM for the denominators, we get 4. Then what will you get in the numerator part? 4 minus 1. Understood my dear children? RHS part? Right. This implies sin square x is equal to, the numerator, what will you get here? 4 minus 1, 3. Right. By denominator, what will you get here? 4. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. This implies sin x is equal to plus or minus square root of 3 by 4. Understood this step, my dear children? Sin square x is equal to 3 by 4. Then sin x is equal to, what will get? Plus or minus square root of 3 by 4. This implies sin x is equal to plus or minus root 3 by root 4. What will you get here? 2 only. Just I write in the rough. Root 3 by 4 means root 3 by root 4. Do you remember that? Root of a by b is equal to root a by root b. So numerator we can write root 3 as it is. In the denominator root 4. What is the value of root 4? 2. So I wrote this part here. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. So here we got sin x value plus root 3 by 2 or minus root 3 by 2. Now come to this point where the x lies in quadrant. Which quadrant? Third quadrant. So in the third quadrant, which trigonometric ratios are positive? Cos and tan and cot. Tan and cot only positive. In the third quadrant, tan and its reciprocal cot are positive. The remaining trigonometric ratios are negative, and the remaining only tan and cot, only these two trigonometric ratios are positive in the third quadrant, and the remaining trigonometric ratios are negative. Means sin x value also negative, cos x value also negative, secant x value also negative, and cosecant x value also negative. Understood this point, my dear children? Only these two out of 6 trigonometric ratios, tan and cot, are positive. Understood this point, my dear children? So what is the value of sin x here? This implies what will you get here? Sin x is equal to, which sign should be considered here? Minus, because sin x is negative in the third quadrant. Sin x is minus root 3 by 2, not plus root 3 by 2. We should not consider plus root 3 by 2 here, because x lies in the third quadrant. Understood this point, my dear children? Right. This implies what is its reciprocal? Cosecant x. Cosecant x is equal to minus 2 by root 3. I wrote sin x minus root 3 by 2. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. And its reciprocal cosecant x. Cosecant x is equal to minus 2 by root 3. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. Here cos x value is already given in the question itself. Cos x is equal to minus 1 by 2. This implies its reciprocal, that is secant x is equal to minus 2 by 1, that is equal to minus 2. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. Now come to tan x. Do you know what is the formula? Tan x is equal to sin x by cos x. Sin x by cos x. What is the sin x value? Root 3 by 2 minus root 3 by 2 minus root 3 by 2 by what is the value of cos x? Minus 1 by 2. Understood this step, my dear children? In the numerator I substituted sin x value, by in the denominator I substituted cos x value. Understood? Right. By simplifying these two terms, numerator minus root 3 by 2 into minus 2 by 1, reciprocal, we wrote here it's reciprocal, minus minus gets cancelled, 2 gets cancelled, that is root 3. Understood this step, my children? So tan x value is root 3. Therefore cot x, it's a reciprocal, that is 1 by root 3. Understood this step, my children? Right. Cos x value already given in the question itself, that is minus 1 by 2. We have found sin x value, that is minus root 3 by 2. Under its reciprocal we have written cosecant x. Similarly cos x reciprocal secant x, that is minus 2 by 1. Understood this step, my children? Then we found tan x. Tan x is equal to sin x by cos x. We have already found sin x value and cos x value. We substituted here and we simplified. By simplification we get tan x value root 3. Then cot x is equal to 1 by tan x. It's a reciprocal, that is 1 by root 3. Understood this method, my dear children? Right. Now come to second method. In this method when I am explaining the concepts, I told you triangle of reference. Triangle of reference. We use that concept. So what is given? Cos x is equal to minus 1 by 2 and x lies in the third quadrant. This is the given data for us. Cos x is equal to minus 1 by 2 and x lies in the third quadrant. So let us draw triangle of reference. Triangle of reference. X dash y y dash. Okay, my children. Here OA, initial side of the angle x. Then what is given? Third. X lies in the third quadrant. Then the terminal side lies in the which quadrant, my dear children? Right, in the third quadrant. The terminal side of this angle lies in the third quadrant. This is the angle. This is the angle given to us. So let us take a point P. I told you we have to assume any point on this terminal side of this angle, and we have to draw a perpendicular line. Then we get a triangle of reference. Here in the adjacent figure, triangle OMP, is a right triangle. Understood this point, my children? This is a right triangle. This is the triangle of reference. In this triangle, we substitute cos x adjacent side. In this triangle, we have to assume that this is x. Then what is the adjacent angle here? Adjacent side minus 1. Adjacent side by hypotenuse. What is hypotenuse here? 2. OP is a hypotenuse. Understood this point, my dear children? Minus 1 by 2 cos x is equal to minus 1 by 2. According to the definition of cos x, adjacent side by hypotenuse. In this right triangle, what is the adjacent side here to this angle? This is the angle. So for this angle, what is adjacent side? This side is adjacent side, and this is a hypotenuse. Now we have to find this side. Then we use Pythagoras theorem. OM square plus MP square is equal to OP square. Understood this step, my children? By Pythagoras theorem. By Pythagoras theorem, we write this statement. This implies OP square is equal to, what is OM square here? Minus 1 whole square plus, what is MP square here? We don't know. This implies OM square minus 1 whole square plus, we don't know, MP square is equal to OP square 2 square. Understood this statement, children? In this equation, I substituted the values of OM and OP. This implies minus 1 whole square. What will you get? 1 only. MP square is equal to 2 square. What is the value of 2 square? 4. Understood this statement, children? Right. This implies MP square is equal to 4 minus 1. We are sending plus 1 to RHS. Then what will you get? 4 minus 1. Understood this statement, children? Right. Then MP square is equal to 3. Understood this statement, children? Right. This implies MP is equal to plus or minus root 3. MP is equal to plus or minus root 3. See here, MP is parallel to negative y-axis. Isn't it, or right? Not, my dear children? So MP, then what will you take? What will you consider? Minus root 3 only. Minus root 3, because MP, this side MP is parallel to negative y-axis, downside, below the origin, below the x-axis. So this value can be taken as minus root 3. Understood this point, my children? Right. So in this triangle we write MP value, that is minus root 3. So from this right triangle we find the values of trigonometric ratios. Then sin x, what is the value of sin x? Minus root 3, opposite side by hypotenuse. This is right triangle. What is the opposite side? MP by hypotenuse is OP. So from the right triangle OMP, sin x, how do you find sin x? MP by OP, opposite by MP by OP. What is the MP value? Minus root 3 by, what is the value of OP? 2. So sin x is equal to minus root 3 by 2. Understood this step, my children? With the help of this right triangle we are writing the trigonometric ratios. Okay, my children? Right. Similarly, this implies cosecant x, it's reciprocal, that means minus 2 by root 3. Understood this point, my children? Right. Cos x is equal to, already given, minus 1 by 2. In the question itself it is given. Then no need to observe the right triangle, directly we can write cos x because it is given already in the question itself. Then it's reciprocal, secant x is equal to minus 2, it's reciprocal, minus 2 by 1, that means minus 2 only. Understood this part, my children? Right. Then tan x is equal to, what is the formula? Tan x value? Sin x by cos x. That means what is sin x value? Minus root 3 by 2 by cos x value is minus 1 by 2. Minus gets cancelled. Minus root 3 by 2 into 2 by 1. Then what will you get here? 2 gets cancelled. Understood this part, my children? Right. What will you get finally? Root 3 only. So tan x value is root 3. Therefore the cot x, what is cot x? It's reciprocal, that means 1 by root 3. So we got sin x value, it's reciprocal, cosecant x value, here cos x value, it's reciprocal, secant x value, we got here tan x value, and it's reciprocal cot x value. So we found all the 6 trigonometric ratios from the given data. Understood, my dear children? Right. Hello, my dear children. Come to the question number 2. Find the values of other 5 trigonometric functions if sin x is equal to 3 by 5, x lies in the second quadrant. Understood this question, my dear children? What is given here? The value of sin x. What is the value of sin x here? 3 by 5. And what is given here? X lies in the second quadrant. X lies in the second quadrant. So let us use the trigonometric identity. Sin square x plus cos square x is equal to 1. We know that sin square x plus cos square is equal to 1. Do you remember this identity, my dear children? Right. This implies sin square x. What is the value of sin x here? 3 by 5. Sin 3 by 5 whole square cos square x is equal to 1. In this equation I substituted sin x value. Sin x value is 3 by 5. So 3 by 5 whole square plus cos square x is equal to 1. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. Now come to the first term. What is the first term? 3 by 5 whole square. How do you find the value of first term? 3 square by 5 square value is 25. Understood this first term, my dear children? Right. Plus cos square x is equal to 1. I wrote second term cos square x as it is equal to 1 also as it is. Understood this step, my children? Right. This implies cos square x is equal to 1 minus 9 by 25. I am sending 9 by 5 to RHS. Then it becomes minus 9 by 25. Understood this step, my children? Right. This implies cos square x is equal to, by taking LCM, we get 25 is the LCM here. Then in the numerator, what will you get? 25 minus 9. Understood the numerator part, my children? Right. This is equal to 25 minus 9. What will you get in the numerator? 25 minus 9, 16. Isn't it, my dear children, or not? Right. Is by denominator 25. I wrote the denominator as it is. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. This implies cos square x is equal to 16 by 25. This implies cos x is equal to, what will you get here? Plus or minus square root of 16 by 25. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. This implies cos x is equal to plus or minus square root of 16. What will you get here? 4 by square root of 25. What will you get in the denominator? 5. Understood this part, my children? Right. Now the question arises, either plus symbol should be considered or minus sign should be considered. It depends upon the angle in which quadrant that lies. What is given here? X lies in the second quadrant. In the second quadrant, in the first quadrant, all trigonometric ratios are positive. In the second quadrant, sine and its reciprocal cosecant, sine and cosecant only positive, and the remaining 4 trigonometric ratios are negative. Remember these points, my dear children. And in the third quadrant, tan and its reciprocal cot, these 2 trigonometric functions are positive, and the remaining 4 trigonometric ratios are negative in the third quadrant. Okay, my dear children. And in the fourth quadrant, cos and its reciprocal secant, these 2 trigonometric ratios are positive, and the remaining 4 trigonometric ratios are negative. Now come to the point here, x lies in the second quadrant. Then what will you come to conclusion? Cos x is equal to minus 4 by 5. It is not plus 4 by 5 because cos x is in the, you can hear x is in the second quadrant, so cos x is negative. Understood this point, my children? Right. So we got sin x already given in the question itself, that is 3 by 5. Cos x minus 4 by 5 we got. Therefore tan x is equal to sin x by cos x. Do you remember this formula, my children? Tan x is equal to sin x by cos x. What is the sin x value? 3 by 5. By what is the cos x value? Minus 4 by 5. Just I am substituting sin x value and cos x value in this formula. Understood this point, my children? Right. This implies finally we get here minus 3 by 5 into, we write this denominator or fraction, it's a reciprocal 5 by 4. Understood this part, my children? Right. Here 5 gets cancelled. Finally we get minus 3 by 4. So tan x value is minus 3 by 4. So I write here this side sin x, cos x, tan x, and their reciprocals, cosecant x, secant x, and cot x. What is sin x value? It is already given in the question itself, 3 by 5. Then its reciprocal is 5 by 3. Understood this part, my children? Right. What is the value of cos x here? We will found here minus 4 by 5. Then its reciprocal is minus 5 by 4. Understood this part, my children? Right. Now come to tan x. What is the value of tan x? 3 by 4. Then its reciprocal is minus 4 by 3. We found all the 6 trigonometric ratios. Understood, my dear children? Right. Hello, my dear children. Now come to the question number 3. Find the values of other 4 trigonometric ratios. Other 4 trigonometric ratios or other 4 trigonometric functions if cot x is equal to other 5 trigonometric functions if cot x is equal to 3 by 4, x lies in the third quadrant. X lies in the third quadrant. This is the given question. In this question, what is given here? Cot x, the value of cot x. What is the value of cot x here? 3 by 4. I wrote here. And also what is given? X lies in the third quadrant. I wrote that also here. Understood this one, my dear children? Right. Now cot x is equal to 3 by 4. Then can we find tan x? Yes, it's a reciprocal, that is 4 by 3. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. Now we use the trigonometric identity 1 plus tan square x is equal to secant square x. 1 plus tan square x is equal to secant square x. 1 plus tan square x is equal to secant square x, or secant square x is equal to 1 plus tan square x. Do you remember this trigonometric identity, my children? Right. This implies secant square x is equal to 1 plus, what is the tan x value here? 4 by 3 whole square. Understood this part, my children? Right. This implies secant square x is equal to 1 plus, simplify the second term here in the RHS, 16 by 9. Understood this second term, my dear children? Right. This implies secant square x is equal to, by taking LCM here, what will you get here? 9 plus 16 in the numerator. Understood, my dear children? Right. This implies secant square x is equal to 25 by 9. Okay, my dear children? This implies secant x is equal to plus or minus square root of 25 by 9. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. This implies secant x is equal to plus or minus root 25 by root 9. Isn't it, my dear children, or not? Right. In the numerator, root 25. What is the value of root 25? 5. By in the denominator, root 9. What is the value of root 9? 3. Understood this step, my dear children? Right. Now we have to decide whether positive sign should be considered or negative sign should be considered. It depends upon the quadrant in which the angle x lies. Okay, my dear children? Then what is the given condition here? X lies in the third quadrant. In the third quadrant, you have to remember this part. First, second, third and fourth quadrant. Remember this one. In this first quadrant, all trigonometric ratios are positive. In the second, cos and its reciprocal are positive. In the third, tan and its reciprocal. And the fourth quadrant, cos and secant, its reciprocal. These are positive. Remaining trigonometric functions are negative in these quadrants. Whatever here mentioned, those trigonometric functions only positive, and the remaining trigonometric functions are negative in the particular quadrant. Okay, my dear children? Right. Now come to the question. X lies in the third quadrant. So in this third quadrant, tan and cot only positive. Remaining trigonometric ratios are negative. Okay, my dear children? So this implies secant x is also negative. So secant x is equal to minus 5 by 3. We got here secant x value. This implies, can you find cos x value? Yes. Cos x is a reciprocal of secant x. So minus 3 by 5. Cos x is equal to reciprocal of minus 3 by 5. Understood this part, my dear children? Right. We got secant x, cos x and cot x already given, and tan x also given. we found tan x value. We have to find the sin x. Sin x is equal to, how do you find sin x is equal to tan x into cos x. Tan x into cos x. Isn't it right or not, my children? Tan x means sin x by cos x. Cos x gets cancelled. That is why I wrote this formula. Okay, my children? Right. Understood this step, my children? Right. Tan x value is 4 by 3 into cos x value is minus 3 by 5. I substituted tan x and cos x values here. Understood this step, my children? Right. Here 3 gets cancelled, and finally what do you get here? Minus 4 by 5. So finally I am writing here all the trigonometric values here: sin x, cos x, tan x, and their reciprocal secant, cosecant x, secant x, and cot x, their reciprocal. What is the value of sin x? Minus 4 by 5. What is the cosecant of x value? Minus 5 by 4. What is the value of cos x? Minus 3 by 5. What is the value of secant x? Minus 5 by 3. What is the value of tan x? 4 by 3. What is the value of cot x? 3 by 4. We got the values of all 6 trigonometric functions. Understood, my children? Right.